Hey guys, it is Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Got a banger today. We're gonna learn how to do One Step Closer by Linkin Park. So this one's a lot of fun to play. It's got a couple of, well, one specifically kind of that intro riff, a little bit tricky to get down. So I'll go through that and of course all the riffs throughout the song. Now before I do, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell, kind of helps get notified. If you watch the videos, they'll even notify you more. So that's how it works. So please watch the videos as you see them pop up in your feed. And if you really want to support what I do here on YouTube, the best way to do it is click that link in the description, which is a link to my Guitar Academy. That'll give you a free 7-day trial there too. And you'll have full access to all of my guitar courses for complete beginners to more advanced courses on technique, improvisation, ear training theory, guitar tone, you name it. It's all there. I go live every Saturday for just Academy members. They can ask me questions in real time, kind of a live stream. So a lot of fun, great community over there. Please come join us. Free 7-day trial by clicking that link below. All right, so let's jump into this here. We're gonna go, the one bummer about this is we're in drop C sharp. So hopefully you have a guitar that can get in this tuning. Now there is some kind of online chatter saying that live they kind of tune, I don't know who put it on Instagram, one of the guys, but that the top two strings were tuned to standard so they can get those harmonics that happen at the end of the second pre-chorus. Maybe. You actually don't need the top two strings to do that. You just needed the high E string to get those harmonics. But you can actually keep the entire guitar in just regular drop C sharp and still get those harmonics. So there's no point of tuning the strings up. So I don't know why that's a thing. So I'm gonna keep the whole guitar in drop C sharp, and when we get to that little part with those little quick little harmonics, if you even care to do them anyway, we're gonna do them in this tuning. So you don't have to do any whacked up tuning, or even more whacked up than this is. So drop C sharp is basically the whole guitar tuned down a half step, right? And then we put it in a drop tuning by taking the sixth string and tuning it down another whole step. So what those notes will be, I'll have them in the description as well. C sharp, so your sixth string's tuned down to a C sharp. The A string tuned down to a G sharp. The D string tuned down to a C sharp. G string tuned down to an F sharp. The B string tuned down to an A sharp. And the high E string tuned down to a D sharp. All right, now we're ready. Now let's take a look at this intro riff. So it looks like this. So this is kind of, it's got some, it's using, regularly fretted notes, open strings, harmonics, and it's slightly palm muting some of the harmonics that kind of give them that little punchy feel. So we're gonna start with this, the open. Now I'm gonna call it the E string as if it's a standard tune guitar. So you hear me say E, A, D, G, B, E. I'm not gonna call it this C sharp string and all that stuff. So, so just the E string, you hit that, and then you're gonna hit the harmonic at the 5th fret on that string. And that's what I mean, it's not like palm muted heavily, but just slightly controlled. So it's not, they don't ring out that loud as if you didn't have them. It just slightly touch the bridge here. The palm right in front of the bridge is very light, and you get that little punchy. So you got dum bum bum bum. So I'm doing a harmonic at the 5th fret, then the 7th, and then you're coming over to the 7th fret on the A string, and that one is going to be a regular, just played regular without a harmonic. So we have two harmonics in the middle: open low E, then 5th fret harmonic, 7th fret harmonic, and then 7th fret on the A string without the harmonic, just played naturally. And then we're going to come over to the low E string. You're going to play the 8th fret and then that 7th fret harmonic. Then the open, and then the 3rd fret. Repeat. So you get it, even on that, like a little palm muted low E, and then the 3rd fret. So I think that slight palm muting on some of those notes is really what makes the riff sound like it does on the album. If you don't do it, it doesn't sound like it. All right, now from there we go into this next riff. So we're still in the intro here. Now this next riff is also the verse of the song, so it's going to take care of the verse section as well too. But it looks like this. All right, so that's just the bottom 3 strings hit open, like 3 times. And then on that up, 1, 2, up, we have this octave here. So this first octave is off the 7th fret of the A string. So the 7th fret of the A and the 9th fret there on the G. Mute all the other strings around it. So I kind of hit that a couple times. And then we're going to do these power chords. There's 1 finger power chords because we're in a drop tuning. Across the 8th fret of the 3 bottom strings. And then 7th fret. Then the open power chord, heavily palm muted again, and then our next octaves, which is the same thing we did here at the 7th fret, but at the 3rd fret off the A string. So like this. So we're just repeating that. Then the vocals come in, and it's just that same riff. And then it gets to the pre-chorus riff, which is very simple. Into the chorus. Now that pre-chorus, the second one's gonna have these little harmonics at the end of it, which we'll talk about when we get there. But it's just pretty much that power chord played across the 5th fret of the bottom 3 strings, and it's kind of like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So there's like 3 muted hits, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm just muting the strings there, and 1, 2, 3, down, up, up. All right, then that gets us to the chorus there. So the chorus looks like this. All right, so this first chorus is shorter than the other ones. We have kind of an extended ending on the other ones, so we'll get there in a second. But, so we're gonna start it with kind of the open strings, just let them ring, the bottom 3 strings ring open. Then the octave of that, you're gonna play the 12th fret across the bottom 3 strings. So, from there you're gonna go to the 10th fret, power chord there, down to 7, and then you're gonna go up here. The form's gonna change a little bit. We're gonna play the 8th fret on the low E and the A, but the 10th fret there on the D. So that chord's a little different that they throw in there. But it's gonna be the same thing for the very last chord in the chorus too, so we have this. So we're 4 chords in, 12, 10, 7, and then that different chord there at the 8th fret. And then back to the normal power chord, the 5th fret and the 7th. And then we're gonna go all the way down to the 1st fret and play that same chord we did at the 8th fret there. So it's the 1st fret on the low E and the A, and then the 3rd fret there on the D. So all together. Repeat. So that first chorus, that's as long as it goes. It goes straight back into the verse. It's the same verse riff that we did before. All right, then we get to the pre-chorus that comes right before the second chorus. And it's got these little harmonics in there, which is where they say they tune up on the B and the high E string. You don't need to. You just keep it in the same tuning, so just like this. So then into the chorus there. So you see those little quick harmonics, so whether it's a big deal or not, but it's the same thing I did before, except those last 3 muted hits after the 3rd time of doing that. Right here, we're gonna do those harmonics. So those harmonics can be found on the B and the G strings. So the first harmonic, it's not quite up to the 6th fret. It's like if you had like between 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's kind of it's about a 2/3 of the way up in of the fret. You'll find that whole little harmonic there. So maybe. And then over to the same point on the G string. So you're hitting that one on the B string twice. That's right between the 5 and the 6th fret, about 2/3 of the way up before the 6th fret. And then hit that once, and then 3 times at the same spot, but on the G string. And then from there, you go back to the chorus. Now this chorus is a little bit different. The second chorus is twice as long, and it has an extended ending, so it looks like this. All right, so the same exact thing, except at the very end there, when you do that, you kind of strum it for a second, and then you go into straight driving 8th notes on that chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other than that, it's the same. So it's the same chorus riff, but done 4 times instead of 2, and that ending added to it. From there, we go back to the intro riff. That kind of leads us into that bridge section. So the bridge section is really the only new thing to do now. So the bridge section looks like this. Chorus. So that bridge starts out with this. The power chord at the 1st fret, so the 1st fret across the bottom 3 strings. Then it opens. And then there's 3 muted hits. And that same little down, up, up. And then we're gonna have this. So that goes the open, bottom 3, so always just the power chords on the bottom 3 strings. 0, 3, 1, 0, up to 6. And then you're gonna go 0, 3, as a kind of a pickup to take you back to the beginning of the riff. So just, so you as the riff is, starts on, then, but then you do the 0, 3 as a pickup. So, and then the back to the beginning right there when you get to the 1. Just repeat. So now there's some big muted hits in here in a second. So we got this. Right here. So you see when I'm getting ready to start it, I think this is the 4th time through that riff, instead of going, it goes. And all that is just cut the riff off right there, and just really these big, powerful muted hits, just mute the strings. Yeah, He's just going with the drummer, so it kind of works. And then back to start the riff over again. And then there's a different muted hits after that exact same part when on the repeat, but these are just straight like down, up, down, up. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, it's, so as you see that there's just kind of a muted hit in the middle, those little 1, 2, 3, and then at the very end. So let me play the whole thing so you can pick all that up. And then we're back to the same chorus. So this is just like the second chorus where it's 4 times as long and it has that little break. And you're done with the song. So it's a fun one to play. It really kind of never lets up. It's got some interesting riffs as well. They're kind of harmonic. The intro riff is really interesting. And then the rest of it just flat out rocks. It's a lot of fun to play. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.